Welcome to the workshop. I'm Stephen and I'm here to demystify the world of classic car ownership. I'm sitting in the back of my 1984 Land Rover 90 that I restored, repaired, somewhere between the two, after I bought it at auction, where it had found itself after being written off by the insurance company. And you might have seen the video I did about that, which I'll link up here. But one of the things you'll know is that it was a Category S write-off. And in the close of that video, I took it for an MOT. And one of my lovely viewers, Mike 0 November Victor Kilo, asked the question, why did it need an MOT? And that's a two-part question, really. The first part is, the question was asked because this vehicle's over 40 years old, and here in the UK, when a vehicle gets to 40 years, it no longer needs an MOT. Our MOT annual inspection, just about every country in the world will have one of some sort or another, and TUV in Germany and things like that. When the vehicle hits its 40th birthday, it no longer needs an MOT. It's exempt from having to even turn up at the MOT station and is allowed to continue on the road. But you do have to do one thing, which I'll come to in a moment, to qualify that. However, the reason I took it for the MOT was because of the Category S. Now, this is what a registration document looks like here in the UK. This is the pink slip or green slip or wherever you are in the world. It's a document a bit like this. And it has some information on it. All the information that's pertinent to the vehicle. It has the registration number, it has the engine number, it has taxation class, number of seats, type of fuel, serial number of the engine, and so on and so on and so on. But on the front of it, right on the very front here, it says, special notes. Number of former keepers, 5. Declared new at first registration. And this vehicle has been salvaged because of structural damage, but it has been declared suitable for repair following a technical evaluation. Here in the UK, the MOT test, the Ministry of Transport test for vehicles, is considered a technical evaluation that qualifies. So if you take it for an MOT, and after, it doesn't matter whether your car is a month old or 40 years old, actually, if it's had an insurance category write-off, you have to take it for an MOT when you've finished doing the repairs and you want to put it back on the road. You have that technical evaluation and you'll be given one of these, which is a pass certificate, hopefully with no advisories and things like that. And you will then be able to ask the DVLA, Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency, to update your V5C registration document, removing that note from the front of your registration document because you've done it. You don't actually have to specifically ask them, you just ask them for another copy, and because you've had the MOT done, it will automatically be removed from the registration document. Now, that's why we took it for an MOT. We also sent the registration document back because we don't want to have to do another MOT on this car. It doesn't need one. It will never need another one. And it won't need another one because if I open this document up and go to the inside front page, here we've got all the pertinent details about the vehicle and changing my vehicle details, this box here. And the last item on this list is taxation class. Now, if I write on my registration document for this car, historic vehicle in that area, and I take this to a post office and hand it over the counter, they will check it, sign it, stamp it, send it to the DVLA, and the DVLA will send me a new registration document with a taxation class of historic vehicle. And at that point, this car never ever needs another MOT. It's had its technical evaluation after repair, so it's legally back on the road. And the historic vehicles are not taxed. So there'll be no more road tax on this car, ever. And in some parts of the country, you'll also find you don't pay congestion charges, you don't pay for clean air zones and things like that. They're all free. So one of the arguments for owning a classic like this is that you can do it yourself at home, and once you've got it on the road and sorted, your entire cost of ownership is the fuel you put in it and your insurance. And if you can't love that, I don't know what you can love. So there you go. Buy yourself an old car. Buy yourself, where are we? We're just about to hit the 1st of January 2026. So buy yourself a car that was built before the 31st of December 1985, and you'll never pay road tax again, and you won't pay congestion charges, and you won't pay for your smoke-free zones, and you'll never need to take it to the MOT station again. Win, win, win. Hope you've enjoyed that. Hope it's useful. My name's Stephen. You're in the workshop with me here, and my mission is to demystify the ownership of classics like this. Thanks for watching. Love you. We'll see you on the next one.